Hey, good evening. Brandon here from Beast Mode Trading. Today is our Tuesday night stocks and options class. Today's objection, it is holiday. It is the week before the holiday, so I don't want to go too crazy for you guys. We'll kind of coast into the end of the year and get back shaking and baking in 23. You know what I'm saying? But on tonight's call, there was a couple people who were not sure about the floor and ceiling and some of the techniques that we use inside of our live trading room. The same Zoom you guys are on right now. I do live trade every morning with the team. 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. I am from Pennsylvania, and that's just when the market opens up. The room will stay open till 4 p.m. You see the crazy coloring book on my screen. We do have classes that go over the coloring book on Fridays. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But what really comes down to it is using proper risk management, trading your plan, and staying consistent time and time again. I have a little saying where I try to get 2 green bags, and then I walk away. I yell at Bradford for that. So he always be saying, I'm green. And then I talk to him at the end of the day and he says, yo, I was red. Bradford, what do I tell you now?
Be green, stay green.
Absolutely. So, yeah, so all right, let's get ready to rock and roll. We are recorded. Appreciate you guys and your time. Before we get started into what I want to do, does anybody have any questions? All right, Bradford, you're good, bro. Shoot away.
Cool. Well, one of my, let me see. The trail and drawdown, like I was saying, I get the simple, I guess, question is, does it, so when it gets, I know it takes like the high. Is it taking the high of that trade, or is it taking the high like once you close out that trade? Like if I guess for a quick example, if you go up $1,000 and say you close out at 500, does the trail go up to that 1,000? Or it's coming back to where the price closed at that 500 where I closed out at?
The trailing drawdown to the count is the high water mark. So like, say you start off a 25K account right here, and you're up $1,000, but then you close out right here where you go flat. So if this high is 26K, but you close out at 25,500, your drawdown actually goes from 26K. So you don't have a $23,500 stop loss or account blown. It now comes up to 24,500. So technically, you only have $1,000 wiggle room now because your high water mark is 26K.
Okay, so that high water mark is based off of however high price got when you were in the trade, not when you closed.
So when you're in the trade and the highest amount of profit that you had, that's where it's going to get you out at, or I'm sorry, that's where the high water mark goes. So you got to be mindful with that, because like I've already been in a trade in my early days where I won 25K thinking my stop loss was down here at 23,500, right? And I went up to 26,400 and then didn't close my trade out like an idiot. And then it went all the way back down here, and I thought I had until 23,500. And once I got down to 24,900, guess what? I took a loss on the trade, and it closed my account out.
Gotcha.
You follow me? If anyone hasn't, if you're confused about what he's talking about, he's just talking about the prop firm accounts to get a funded account. What else you got, Bradford?
How about, so I'm looking at mine on the Apex, I guess same for Lilu or whatever, but you know how it tells you you have what, 10, just say 10 contracts, but it say X amount of micros.
Yep.
Is that saying if I trade those, can I just trade 10 contracts in one day, or just say if I trade 5 of them closed out in profit? You know what I'm saying? Do I still have that 10, or how does that work?
Oh, no, that just means that means you're able to take up to 10 contracts in any one trade.
Got you.
You can trade one contract 100 times in a day, as long as you don't blow your account. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
And then obviously the micros are 1/10 of the ES contract itself. So if they say you get 10 ES contracts, more than likely you get about 100 or 90 MESs. You know what I mean? But you think people think that you could trade with all that, and that's how they blow their accounts, because the high watermark gets you. You know what I'm saying? And I think trading the big boy account, the $300,000 account, you got to get $15,000 in net profit, but you can only lose 6,500. That's your trailing drawdown. So to me, it's like all not impossible to pass, but it's like it's kind of crazy because you want to try to pass it fast, and then you over leverage yourself. It goes against you a little bit, and bang, you just hit your high water mark and you blow your account.
Yeah, I got a few more. Like I said, they all just tedious like that. Like
well, here, keep firing away then.
All right, cool. About the contracts, like you know how I think I heard y'all speak about it, how it rolls over or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have? I don't even know the question I want to ask. I'm trying to see what to look out for. Do I have to do that? Pay attention to that? Will it do it on its own?
It doesn't do it on its own. You have to do it, but it sends you a message when it's time to roll your contracts over. You have to roll your contracts over 3 times a year, so it's basically, or 4 times. It's every 3 months. So like what happens is like in the middle of December, normally December, and there's no right time when to roll your contracts over. There is a website that you can look at to see when the more volume switches over to the March contracts instead of the December contracts. What happens is if you try to trade the December contracts in January, you won't be able to even buy or sell a position because there's no volume on it. You know what I mean? But in the middle of December is typically when it switches over. I think I switched mine over maybe December 11th or 12th. But then normally right now, all the volume's on March already. So then what happens is now in the middle of March, you're going to roll over January, February, March, April, May, and June. You have to roll over again. And then July, August, September, you have to roll over again. And then September, October, November, December, you have to roll over again December. So it's like every December, March, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, next one.
Hey, Brandon, when you're talking about rolling them over, you talking about just leap contracts or something like that?
No, he's referring to futures contracts.
Oh, okay.
So just if you don't know, if you're new still and you don't and you're just into stock options, he's referring to futures.
Okay, gotcha.
Are you familiar with futures or not really?
Well, I've traded futures, but not stock option futures yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, so the stock option world, I mean, we get to choose our expiration in the contracts we take. Futures, you don't really get to choose the contract that you take. I guess it really depends on what platform you're trading on, because when you trade futures on Thinkorswim, you could trade different strikes. It's kind of weird, sometimes, but then it depends how you trade them. If you trade them off the DOM or you open up the futures chain, you trade off NinjaTrader, it's you're buying and selling. You know what I mean? You don't get to pick whether you're trading March or June or August.
Yeah. So basically, if you just want to, it's kind of like, well, I won't make that analogy. Never mind. But I follow you.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right, Bradford. What else you got?
I'm good for now. The rest of it, like I was saying, I was just gonna ask about certain indicators and stuff like that. I see Frankie said he got a question.
Oh, Frank, you got a question. What's up, boss?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
You can hear me fine?
I can hear you loud and clear.
So mine was regarding the floor and ceiling.
Yeah, we're going to go over that here in a little bit. So if you think it's directly related towards that, you may want to. You can fire away and ask a while.
You know how after the first 15 minutes we wait for the floor and ceiling to establish?
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, when do you exactly take that entry? Are you waiting for a candle to enter into that trade, or?
Hey, yeah, that's a perfect question. We're going to go over that in about a couple minutes.
Yeah. And then I was kind of confused as, do we gain access to the indicators, or do we have to always watch your charts?
Oh no, I'm gonna bless you with it. So going forward, I'll put in a Zoom chat right now. So
okay, good. Yeah, I was going over your training videos, and so I was like, man, I don't know where we get access to. Yeah, it's actually to the indicators.
It's actually inside the DCG, the digital currency Facebook group. If you search my name, Brandon Harbaugh, I did a video January 6th. If you press show all comments, I actually
show
blessed
up.
everybody this tool at the beginning of the year.
Oh, okay. So we go through that video. Yeah, because I was confused as to where to get this
Yeah,
stuff at.
so I just put it in the chat for you right now.
Okay.
There it is. You can upload it, but we're actually going to show you where to put that code and walk through it more in depth right now. So starting in 23 every Tuesday, we're just going to go a quick little recap because there's some folks that are just getting started, and it's
Yeah.
probably wise for everyone to get on the same page. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. What else you got?
Those are the only two questions for now.
All right. Smooth. Hey, appreciate it. Anybody else have any questions?
On that same RAM, I asked you before, I was gonna ask you again. I know at one time you said you was getting one. Are you still getting a floor and ceiling for Trading View? Because I was thinking about go ahead and get one done myself, but I was like, well, let me just ask you to see, make sure.
Yeah, I have one. I could share it with you later.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. We got any other questions, or are we good? You got a question? Now's the time to ask. It's your time. You know.
Brandon, it's Carmelisa.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, can you share that floor and ceiling for Trading View to me as well when you get the chance?
Yeah. So that's gonna. Man, you guys are jumping the gun on Christmas early. You know what I'm saying? I was going to bless everybody that in January. But hey, it's all good. Christmas comes early, right?
Yes, I'm trying to get comps funded, sir.
Hey, let's get it. Anybody else have any other questions?
I had a question, Brandon. I jumped into some of the spy puts that I think it was last week, one with the 28 expiration. And I'm just wondering, I know you said you were going risk-free, but you probably mentioned this a lot, but as far as percentages, I mean, you just, then letting your runner go, can you just explain that a little bit? Because, I did multiple contracts and obviously I'm up, but I was just wondering kind of, how you, do you just, for the first one, do you just pick your percentage and close that one out and let the other one with the stop loss, or that's pretty much it?
Gotcha. So, man, you hit me with the universal question, but hey, it's all good. So when I trade the floor and ceiling, I don't have a predetermined percent that I shoot for, and this is why. We get IV hike in our contracts sometimes when the move happens real fast, and other times our options decay when price moves a little bit slower. That's the downfall with stock options. To counter that, you can trade the following day's expiration or 2 or 3 days expiration later, right? So what I mean by that specifically, if we go to Thinkorswim and we go to our option chain here and we look at SPY, today, obviously, we would be trading the 0-day expiration. You could be going to the following day, the following 2 days, or the following 3 days. Now, keep in mind, the reason I said it's a universal question is because, say, the move up that we got or the move down that we got on SPY today, it broke the floor, and a lot of us took some good profits. If you traded it with the 0, let me pull up a chart real quick, or I guess we just go to my chart and we look at SPY here. I am on this first chart right here. Oops, I guess we got to go change it here. Hold on. We can do SPX. I trade SPX today. All right, so what happened today is we broke the floor here, right here, and this little bit of movement right here, since it happened pretty quick, was like an easy 20 or 25%. I was not willing to give that back, right? Now, going back to the option chain, if it was 25% ROI right here, right, 25%, that percent on one or the following expiration might be 15. And then if you trade down here, you might only make 8%. You follow me? However, if you take a loss, you might take a 40% loss or a 30% loss on same day expiration, but you might only take a 20% loss here and you might only take a 10% loss here. So people always say, where do you cut it at? To me, I trade structure.